అది తీసేసే షేరింగ్ స్క్రీన్ షేరింగ్ ఐడి అదే ఓకే. రవీంద్ర క్యాపిటల్ ఆర్ స్టార్ట్ చేసావు అది 1169 స్టార్ట్ అయిందా? ఓకే, యా got it. Okay, hi guys, so today we are going to see the program for Tic-Tac-Toe. So I told you that yesterday we are going to have two players, one is using cross and the other one is using zeros. Okay, and for these two so yesterday's video I clearly explained what we are going to do in the program, and we are going to do that today in the program. Okay, so please watch yesterday's class about Tic-Tac-Toe in the 5 p.m. class, and you'll understand everything. So here what is that we are going to have is, we are going to have a array which is rows array for this player, and then columns array for this player, and then diagonal, one for the diagonal and other for the anti-diagonal variables, right? For each player we are going to have these data structures. Whenever there is a move, then we are going to update the corresponding element, right? For example, if the move is, let us say 2 2, then we are going to write 1 here, 1 here, because this is 0 1 2. Acha, here 1 here, 1 here. Okay, it is a 3 by 3, right? So if we think of it as a 3 by 3, then that is the case. Okay, so yesterday anyway I have explained it in very very high depth. Today we are going to write the code for it. Okay, live coding. So let's start the coding. Let me start the coding now. అక్కడ ఏదో అడ్డం వచ్చింది, అది తీసేసి. Okay, yeah, we can't have private methods in interface. Let me create a new project, and the project name is, let us give a name to the project. Let me say TT game, Tic-Tac-Toe game, TTT game. Okay, I want to use it in the new window. And inside the source I want to create a new package. Let us say the package is RBR live coding, and inside the package I want to create a new class, new Java class, and let me name this new Java class as Tic-Tac-Toe. Okay, Tic-Tac-Toe, this is a new class. Okay, now let's start writing the code. So initially we are going to have row and column arrays to keep track of. So initially we are going to have row and column arrays for keeping the count of markings in specific row and column for player 1. We are doing it for player 1. Okay. Now I'm just going to create a private. Why private? Because it need not be visible to everyone. Okay. Now I'm going to have two integer arrays. Okay. One array is called as player 1 row markings, and the other array is called as player 1 column markings. And similarly, I want to create the same row and column arrays for keeping the count of markings in specific row and column for player 2. Again, I'm doing player 2 row marking, player 2 row markings, and player 2 column markings. So basically I have created two integer arrays, 4 integer arrays, 2 for player 1 and 2 for player 2. And for player 1 I have taken row markings, and for player 2 I have taken row markings, and similarly column markings also I have taken. So what happens is, whenever there is a move in this array, that move will be recorded by incrementing the corresponding values by 1. Okay. And then I am using variables to keep track of main and main diagonal and anti-diagonal for the player. Variables to keep track of markings in the main and anti-main diagonals. Of, let us say, player 1. I'm going to write private int player 1 main diagonal markings comma player 1 anti diagonals markings. Okay, and then I'm going to have variables for keeping track of the markings in main and anti-diagonal for let me not have for here for player 2. What is that? I'm going to have private int, so I will take the same variable which is available and I'll make it player 2. Player 2 main diagonal marking comma player 2 anti-diagonal markings. Okay, let me use a capital letter here. Okay, and also we need size of the board. Size of the board is not always 3 by 3, right? So I'm going to write size of the board private int size, and I'm going to create a board in order to put the markings zeros and x to. Therefore I'm creating a board. So board is just a variable is created for the board, but later we are going to create an object and create a 2 by 2 array and assign to it. Private char board. Now I'm going to initialize all of this by using a constructor which is going to get the size of the board as the parameter. Okay, public Tic-Tac-Toe. I am writing a constructor, so whoever calls this creates an object. Okay, so whoever constructs an object is going to use the constructor, and in the constructor they are going to specify the size, and depending on the size we are going to initialize all these variables. Okay, so how big should be player 1 row marking? The player 1 row marking is a 2 by 2, sorry, an array of integers. I'm going to create new integer array, and the size of the array is nothing but size of the board. Okay, these are nothing but player 1 row markings and player 1 column markings for the player marking X on the board. Okay, so these arrays are for player 1 who is using X. These are for player 1 who is using X on the board. And then we have player 1 column markings also. Player 1 column markings equal to new integer of size. And now we have to talk about the player 2 as well. So these arrays are for player 2 who is using 0, or let us say O or 0, anything is fine on the board. Whoever is using 0 on the board. Okay, this is going to be player 2 row marking. Player 2 row marking equal to new int size. Similarly, player 2 column markings. Here it has to be markings. I think earlier in the previous, here also I have used, there is a spelling mistake in player 2 row markings. There is a spelling mistake. Player 2 row markings, yes, there is a spelling mistake. Now here the color will be fine. Okay, player 2 row column markings is equal to new integer size. Okay, and we have to initialize all the remaining 4 variables: diagonal variable, anti-diagonal variable, everything we have to initialize it to 0. Okay, so all the diagonal variables should be initialized to 0. We are going to do it, okay? So player 1 main diagonal markings equal to player 1 anti-diagonal markings equal to player 2 main diagonal markings equal to player 2 anti-diagonal markings is equal to 0. Okay, then this dot size equal to size. And board also we have to create a new board. Board equal to new character array of size and size. So basically we have the entire data structures ready. So all the data structures that we wanted are all ready now. Okay, just ask me if you have any doubts so far. Just ask me if you have any doubts so far. Okay, when you create an array, they will automatically be initialized. When you are creating an array, that is automatically initialized to 0. Okay, fine. Now let's move ahead. Constructor is over. Constructor is just going to initialize everything. Okay, now let's write a method called as make move. What happens when a move is made? You have to do lot of checkings there. Okay, so I'm writing the method make move. This method will be called in the alternative fashion by two players who will provide the coordinates where they want to mark the character on the board. Make sure to handle all the invalid scenarios carefully. So what will this method do is, we are going to write a method, and I'll first write in comments what it will do. So this method, whichever we are using, will be called in the alternative fashion by two players who will provide, who will provide basically the coordinates where they want to mark their character. So wherever they are marking their character on the board, they are going to give us the coordinates. Okay, character on the board. On the board. We have to handle all the corner cases. Okay, make sure to handle all the invalid scenarios, invalid cases carefully. Okay, so we are going to handle all the invalid cases also. So I am writing the method. The method is going to be so let me check this. Yeah, somehow indentation is not happening here. Can someone tell me why indentation is not happening here? See the constructor, okay, comments okay, comments okay. So we are going to write public boolean make move. So whoever is playing will call this method make move. Okay, so we are going to call make move whoever is going to call is going to say what is their character, what is the row and what is the column, right? You have to check whether the move is valid or not. So how can you check whether the move is valid or not? You have to check all the bounds. Okay, check all the bounds. Sometimes a invalid move can be given to you. So how are you going to check all the bounds? If row less than 0 or column less than 0 or row greater than or equal to size or column greater than or equal to size. If this is the case, then it is invalid. The the move should be present from 0 to size minus 1. If it is either less than 0 or greater than or equal to size, it is invalid. It is invalid. Then here we are going to do something called as exception. Okay, if this is the case, then we are going to throw the exception. So what is an exception and how to throw it and why to throw it, all this we will discuss later, not here. Okay, throw runtime exception. Move is out of bounds. Move out of bounds. Out of bounds of board. Okay. Okay. Now the character that they want to put in the board, that too may be invalid. You have to handle that, right? Handle the invalid characters. If character that they have passed is not equal to x, let me use capital X, is not equal to x, and character is not equal to 0, then we have to throw an exception. Again, throw the runtime exception, and in the runtime exception we have to say invalid character entered. Sometimes they might try to place the move in a position that is already occupied. If the position is already occupied, we have to say this, right? We have to handle that case also. What is the case? Position already occupied. So when is the position already occupied? If board of row column is not equal to 0, then the position is occupied. Even in this case also, you have to throw an exception saying invalid move. Throw new runtime exception saying invalid move. invalid move, right? Now we have to fill the board. We have to fill the board and we have to populate the arrays. If none of these are, if every case is handled, then finally we have to fill the board, right? And we have to fill the rows and columns and diagonals, all that. Okay, if character equal to x, which means player 1 is marking x and player 2 is marking zeros. Okay, then in that case I'm going to say board row. So I'm just marking the board. Okay, board row, board column equal to x, and then I'm calling a new method, return mark player. This new method is going to populate all the required data structures. I'm going to pass the pointer, or I'm going to pass the array player 1 row marking, player 1 row markings, comma, player 1 column markings, comma, player 1 diagonal matrix markings, right? So how to wrap around? Where is the wraparound system? I don't want to leave, go beyond this screen. I forgot where the wraparound is. Can you tell me where it is? I think file. I want to wrap around. I want to wrap around. Can someone tell me where it is in here, in this IDE? I used it long back. Okay, view active editor. Acha, ठीक है, got it. Active editor, soft wrap, right? Okay, got it. So player 1 row markings, player 2 row markings, and then player 1. So if it is x, it is all about player 1. Okay, player 1 diagonal matrix markings, player 1 main diagonal markings, and then player 1 anti-diagonal markings, and we are going to send it what is the row and what is the column. So that particular method is going to handle this. Okay, and similarly we have to do the same for x equal to 0. So we are going to do the same. if character equal to 0, then we are going to do the same. So I think I can write directly if and else. Why do I have to do all this? I will do if and else, right? Instead of doing all this, I will do else, because there is only x and 0, right? So I'm going to do else. In else part, so if it is not x, then it is 0, right? In else part, I'm going to use board of row column equal to 0. And again I have to call a different function called mark player. See, I could have done it even in this function also, but that is not a good way of doing it. Try to have as many functions with clear purposes. Each function should have a different purpose. Okay. Return mark player. Mark player. So what is that you are going to send? All the data structures that have to be populated, right? So player to row markings, comma, player to column markings, comma, now player to main diagonal markings. So player to main diagonal markings, comma, player to anti-diagonal markings. So comma, row and column also has to be sent. Row column has to be sent. Okay. Now I will write the mark player. Okay. So now I am going to write the mark player. So let me write some comments about it. So mark player will be called by sending the data structures, and the structu, by sending the data structures and the move alternatively. Alternatively means once by x and others and once by zeros. Okay. And game will stop as soon as this method returns true. Okay. Now let's have this method private boolean mark player. So what is it is getting? It is getting an integer array. Let's call it as row. It depends on whether it is x, so whether this row is x row or 0 row, and then int column, and then we are getting the int main diagonal, comma int AntiDiagonal. So here let's not have 0, let's have it as O. Okay, and here also let's not have it as this is fine. And anywhere I used O. Let's not have it as 0, let's have it as capital O. Okay. Okay guys, now let's see where we are. Okay, so this AntiDiagonal, comma we have int row placement. I'm just writing all the parameters. Int column placement. Okay, now what is that we have to do in this method is we have to basically increment all the variables wherever it is applicable. Okay, so if I am incrementing the row value, if row placement is equal to size, or which means I'm checking when the game is over. If either the row placement becomes equal to size, or column after incrementing the correct exact value, if column placement, if it equals size, if it equals size, or row placement row placement equal to column placement, which means if it is a diagonal element. Okay, row placement if that is equal to column placement, and plus main diagonal is equal to size, which means if we are going to put it in the main diagonal and if that is equal to the size, that is the meaning of it. Okay, or you have to check even the opposite, anti-diagonal, right? So how are you going to check it? Or row placement, so I'm checking for the plus column placement is equal to size minus 1. I told you that in order to check for the anti-diagonal, you have to add row plus column, that should be equal to size minus 1, and plus anti-diagonal equal to size, then you are going to return true, right? Return true. What does it mean? If any of these cases happen, then we are going to return true, right? Otherwise there is no winner as of now. Otherwise you return false. Return false. Okay. Got it? So time is 8 o'clock. So this is the main logic of the program. You just have to add the main function and you have to run it. Okay, you have to call Tic-Tac-Toe object and you have to write make move. So you please do it on your own. You have to just add the main function logic. Entire program is fine. I have written the entire program. Just add main program. Okay, thank you. Hi, now my recorded videos are available on Unacademy platform if you take Iconic subscription. Okay, and you can access the videos only on Android app, not on iOS. Only on Android app you'll be able to see all my recorded videos, and they are very well structured and organized. So if you see this, so you can go to computer science, and in the computer science you can see what are all the subjects available. Now if you click on a subject, it is going to show you all the videos one by one, right? And you can also give your learning preferences. Okay, so learning preferences is either what is the target year and what is the C, are you going to learn for GATE ESC or something like that. Okay, so if you want to register for it, you can use the code RRCS and you are going to get 10% discount if you use the code RRCS. Okay, so if you are planning to buy any subscription, go for Iconic because recorded videos are available. Now along with that, you will also get the live videos as well, so you can refer both of them. Okay. Hi, so there is a good news. Now that my recorded content which you used to get on Ravindra platform will also be available on the Unacademy platform. Okay, so what I mean to say is, so there are two kinds of subscriptions you can go for. One is Plus and the other one is Iconic. Now Plus is all about live classes, crash courses, weekly tests, doubt solving, and English and Hindi batches. This is what you are going to get if you go for Plus. Now if you go for Iconic subscription, along with all the live classes by me and many other faculty, you are also going to get the recorded content of Ravindra. Okay, so whatever recorded content was there earlier of Ravindra, that will also be available for you in the Iconic subscription. So along with these recorded classes, you will also get the live classes and all these benefits. And in Iconic, you have many other benefits, like you will be given a personal coach and a study planner and a dedicated doubt clearing instructors and preparatory material, study booster sessions, and personalized test analysis. So all these benefits you are going to get in Iconic. So in Iconic, you get all the live classes along with my recorded classes and a mentor and dedicated doubt answering classes. So Iconic is like you get everything. So I think no one in India is providing all these services. Okay, so take Iconic subscription in order to get my classes, recorded classes, as well as all these benefits. And if you have already taken Plus, then upgrade it to Iconic. You are going to get all my classes. Okay, now that is not the only reason why you should be joining Unacademy. Now if you look at it, the India's best faculty are on Unacademy. These people are all senior to me and they are all legends in their respective subject. For example, Venkat Rao sir is a legend in TOC compiler design, and Subbareddy sir is a legend in algorithms. He is also called God of Algorithms. And Sanchit Jain sir, you must be knowing about him. He is also a YouTuber like me. And Saurav Thakur is a legend in aptitude. And Uma Maheswara sir is the most senior faculty for mathematics, right? And similarly, we have Vishwadeep Goti also, who is teaching CO. So these many people are actually conducting live classes, and you also will get my recorded classes. And whenever you feel like any topic is not good in any of this, see, all these people will be teaching multiple subjects. So if you don't like one particular topic from one faculty, you can actually look at other faculties classes also. Generally it doesn't happen, because all these people are best at what they are doing. So generally it doesn't happen that you don't like their classes. You will definitely like them. In case if you want more choices also, you can choose. That is what I'm saying. Okay, so you have live classes which you can attend from home, and you have unlimited access to all the courses. So once there is a live class, and if you didn't attend it, then that live class will be converted into recorded video, and that recorded video will also be available for you unlimited, depending on your subscription. If you take 1 year subscription, you can watch all the videos for 1 year. And top educators are on the platform, and study material will be given to you in the PDF format. And you have exhaustive course syllabus coverage, and there will be doubt clearing sessions, and the best test series in India is available here. Okay, so the test series I personally prepare and I personally monitor, and also after every test I'm going to give you video solutions as well. Okay, and there will be answer writing sessions. So these are all the benefits. Okay, so that is why you should be joining Unacademy. Now what is the fee for it? So the fee is like this. If you are using the code RRCS, you will get 10% discount on the fee. Okay, so the fee is like this. For 27,000 only, you are going to get 1 year access for Plus, and if you want to go for 2 years, the fee is 39,600. Now coming to Iconic, where my videos are available, you have to pay 45,000 rupees in order to get the Iconic subscription, and the code is RRCS. You might feel that the fee is high, and you might feel that there are other cheaper courses available outside. But just think about one thing. Earlier people used to join MadeEasy in order to attend those faculty classes, and now they are all on Unacademy platform, and along with them I am also teaching. Earlier people used to pay 31,000 rupees just to watch my classes, right? Now you can pay just 27,000 rupees and you can get the access, and I mean you can get the classes from everyone. Okay, it is 45,000. So if you pay 45,000, you are going to get the recorded videos as well as live videos by all these people. Got it? So if you are thinking about joining for GATE, and if you are very serious about GATE, just join this program. This is the India's best program for computer science. You show me any other institute which has these many people, these are all legends, these many people teaching on one single platform for this price, I'll definitely give you a gift. Okay, if you show me some other institute, you name any institute in India, any big institute, you'll find that our faculty are the best. Okay, thank you guys. Hi, now my recorded videos are available on Unacademy platform if you take iconic subscription. Okay, and you can access the videos only on Android app, not on iOS. Only on Android app you'll be able to see all my recorded videos, and they are very well structured and organized. So if you see this, so you can go to computer science, and in the computer science you can see what are all the subjects available. Now if you click on a subject, it is going to show you all the videos one by one, right? And